Hello everyone! Welcome to Native Man Math Tutorial wherein you can find free mathematics Tagalog tutorial. The content of this video lesson is Term 1 examination practice test for grade 9 mathematics. All the questions made here were based from the revised K-10 curriculum. This reviewer presents multiple choice questions together with answer key and explanation how to get the answer. The lessons covered by this reviewer are point, line, ray, line segment, angle, and plane, perpendicular and parallel lines, angles formed by parallel lines cut by a transversal, relations and functions, domain and the range of a function, linear function, its domain, range, slope, zero, and graph. And this is just the part 1 of the reviewer for term 1 examination. So, before I present those questions, if you are not yet subscribed to this channel, please subscribe first for more video lesson. So what are you waiting for? Let's begin. Questions made here or presented here were based on the table of specification for Mathematics 9 first term. At yung table of specification po ay created based from the Bloom's taxonomy. At ang content po ng Bloom's taxonomy ay we have remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. So yung questions po na ipipresent ko ay based po dito sa ating table of specification. Okay, so let's start for question number 1. Which of the following statements perfectly describes a geometric plane? A. A location in space that has no size, width, or depth. B. A subset of a line that consists of two endpoints and all points between them. C. A flat, two-dimensional surface that extends infinitely in all directions. And D. A straight path that has no thickness and extends infinitely in two opposite directions. So here, I will give you maybe 5 seconds or 10 seconds to answer this question. Okay, so what's your answer? The correct answer here is letter C. So what is meant by this question? Which of the following statements perfectly describes a geometric plane? So, ang tinatanong lang po ng question ay ano po yung nagdi-describe ng geometric plane? So, what is a plane? So, here, the correct answer is, ito po yung description ng geometric plane. A flat, two-dimensional surface that extends infinitely in all directions. So, yun po yung simple description of geometric plane. So, yung letter A po ay location in space that has no size. Yun pa lang pong no size, yan na po ay wrong. This is not plane. Sa letter B, a subset of a line that consists of two endpoints. So, hindi naman po line ang plane. Ano po? So, wrong din po yung letter B. Letter D naman, ay straight path that has no thickness. So, straight path, so hindi naman po straight path yung ating plane. So, there, the correct answer is letter C. Okay, so how about this number 2 question? Consider a ray denoted as ray AB. Which of the following justifies why ray AB is structurally distinct from ray BA? Letter A. They span completely different, non-parallel planes in space. Letter B. They originate from different endpoints and extend infinitely in opposite directions. Letter C. Ray BA contains a measurable length, whereas ray AB has an infinite length. Letter D. Ray BA represents a line segment, while ray AB represents an infinite line. Okay, so what is your answer? We have choices A, B, C, and D. Okay, I will give you some seconds to answer this question. Okay, so what's your answer? So the correct answer there is letter B. They originate from different endpoints and extend infinitely in opposite directions. So here, pag sinabi po nating ray AB ay meron pong one endpoint at sa kabila po ay infinity. Okay, for ito drawing po natin for example, ito po yung ating ray. Okay, going to the right. So nag-start po siya sa 1 endpoints. So yung endpoint po niya, yun po yung first letter. Let us say ray AB, ang endpoint niya po dito ay A. At yung B po ay any point here, anywhere here. So ito po yung ray AB. Pag sinabi mo naman pong ray BA, yung B naman po ang nasa endpoint. At yung A naman ay anywhere here in the line. Okay, so magkaiba po sila. Meron po silang distinct, okay, or distinction. Okay, so here, they originate from different endpoints. So, nag-originate po yung two rays from different endpoints. So, magkaiba po sila ng endpoints. Okay? So, here, ang endpoint po ay A. Dito naman po ang endpoint po ay B. So, tingnan po natin yung question A, why this is wrong. They, they span completely different non-parallel planes. So, hindi naman po planes yung ray. So, that's why A ay wrong kaagad. Letter C, ray BA contains a measurable length. Ang ray po ay not measurable o hindi po pwedeng ma-measure ang ray. Okay? So, this is wrong also. Letter D, ray BA represent a line segment. Hindi naman po line segment ang ray. So, this is wrong also. Okay? So the correct answer is letter B. How about this number 3 question? A student claims a line segment and a line are the same because both connect 2 points. Which reasoning best corrects this misconception? A. A segment has two endpoints while a line extends in opposite direction infinitely. B. A line has endpoints while a segment does not. C. Both are always curved. And letter D. Both represent planes. Okay. So choose what is the correct answer in these choices. I will give you some seconds to answer. Okay, so what's your answer? The correct answer is letter A. So, tingnan po natin yung question. A student claims a line segment and a line are the same. Okay. So, may nag-claim daw na ang line at line segment ay pareho. Okay. Because the reason is both connect 2 points. Yun daw po ang reason ng student. Ang hinahanap po ng question ay which reasoning best discorrects this misconception. Kasi hindi po magkapareho yung line segment and line. So, ano pa yung ano po yung reasoning best corrects this misconception? Letter A. A segment has two endpoints while a line extends in opposite direction infinitely. And this is the correct explanation between a line segment and a line. Okay? Pag sinabi po nating segments, may two endpoints. At ang line naman ay extends in opposite direction infinitely. Okay, so letter B, a line has endpoints. So this is wrong. Ang line po ay no endpoints. Okay? Letter C, both are curved. Okay, this is wrong also. Ang line po is not curved. And letter D, both represent planes. So ang line po is not plane. Okay? So the correct answer here is letter A. Number 4 question. A student wants to construct a line parallel to line M, passing through an external point P using only a compass and a straight edge. Which of the following steps is most critical in executing this construction accurately? Letter A. Bisecting the shortest perpendicular segment drawn from point P to line M. Letter B. Copying the angle formed by a transversal passing through point P and line M onto point P. Letter C. Drawing a circle centered at P with a radius equal to the exact length of a line M. And letter D. Constructing a random perpendicular line through line M at any arbitrary position. Okay. So medyo mahaba po yung question at the same time medyo mahaba po yung ating choices. So ang gagawin lang po ninyo dito ay try to read twice bago nyo po sagutan. Okay? So here, I will give you some seconds to answer this question. Okay, so what's the answer? The correct answer here is letter B. So letter B, copying the angle formed by a transversal passing through point P and line M onto point P. Bakit po ganito yung sagot? Okay, tingnan po natin yung ating question. A student who wants to construct a line parallel to line M passing through an external point P using only a compass and straight edge. Which of the following steps is most critical? So alin po yung pinakang most critical in constructing a line parallel to a given line passing through a point? So yun po kasi yung tinutukoy ng problem. So ang pinakang critical steps po dito para mag-construct po ng parallel line is that, okay, this one, copying the angle formed by a transversal passing through point P and line M on to point P. So ito po yung pinakang critical or pinakang mahirap na part. So minsan po kasi hindi po natin nakokopya ng maayos yung angle. Pag hindi po natin nakopya ng maayos yung angle, hindi po magiging parallel yung mako-construct po nating lines. Okay? Okay, for number 5 question. Line P and line Q are positioned in space such that they never intersect. A student concludes that because they never meet, they must be parallel lines. Under what condition would this student's analysis be proven false? A. If the lines are coplanar. Letter B. If the lines are perpendicular to a third mutual line. Letter C. If the lines are non-coplanar or skew lines. And letter D. If the lines have identical slopes in a standard coordinate grid. Again, I will give you some seconds to answer. Okay, so what's your answer? The correct answer there is letter C. If the lines are non-coplanar. So tingnan po natin, ano po ba yung tinatanong ng question or problem? Line P and line Q are positioned in space such that they never intersect. Okay, so nasa space daw yung line P and line Q at hindi raw po sila magi-intersect. A student concludes that because they never meet, they must be parallel lines. So ayon po kasi sa definition ng parallel lines, if the two lines never meet, then the lines are parallel lines. Okay, kaya nag-conclude po yung bata na because they never meet, then they must be parallel. But the question here is, under what condition would this student's analysis be proven false? Okay, so ibig sabihin, ang hahanapin po natin ay false mula po dito sa apat na choices. Okay, yung tatlo po ay correct at yung isa po ay false. Okay. If the lines are coplanar. Kapag yung two lines are coplanar and they never meet or intersect, then siya po ay parallel lines. That's correct. Okay. Letter B. If the lines are perpendicular to a third mutual line. So kapag ito po yung nangyari sa space between two lines, then it is okay. Parallel line. How about letter C? If the lines are non-coplanar. So kapag yung two lines are non-coplanar, then hindi po ito pwedeng sabihing parallel line. So ano po ba yung ibig sabihin ng coplanar and non-coplanar? So yung non-coplanar po ay magkaiba po sila ng plane. Okay? So pwede pong hindi sila mag-intersect yung dalawang lines kasi magkaiba sila ng plane. Okay? Ang tawag po doon non-coplanar. Okay? So hindi po sila parallel pero hindi din sila mag-intersect. Yun po yung parallel. Okay? Pag coplanar kasi in one plane yan. So, kapag coplanar sila at they never meet, pwede pong tawagin yan na parallel lines. Okay, letter D. If the lines have identical slopes in a standard coordinate grid. So, ibig sabihin, meron po silang identical slope. So, the same slope po sila. Ibig sabihin, parallel lines din po yan. Okay? So, here, the correct answer is letter C. How about number 6? When two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, which of the following angle pairs are supplementary? A. Alternate interior angles. Letter B. Corresponding angles. Letter C. Same side interior angles. And letter D. Alternate exterior angles. Okay. So I'll give you some seconds to answer. Okay, so what's your answer? The correct answer there is letter C, same side interior angles. So ano po yung tinatanong ng problem? When two lines or when two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, which of the following angle pairs are supplementary? Okay, so intindihin po natin yung choices. Alternate interior angles. So, yun pong alternate interior angles, they are equal. Ano po? Or congruent angles. Hindi po sila supplementary. So, that's why letter A is wrong. Letter B, corresponding angles. Ang corresponding angles po ay congruent also. Okay. So, this is wrong also. Letter D, alternate exterior angles. So, alternate exterior angles and alternate interior angles, pareho po yan sila na congruent in measurement or equal in measurement. Okay, hindi po supplementary. So, ang supplementary lang po dito ay same side interior angle. So, ito po yung supplementary. Or another, baka may itanong din po or nasa choices yung same side exterior angles. So, yung same side interior angles at yung same side exterior angles, yun po sila yung supplementary angles. Okay? Number 7 question. Given that line A parallel line B and they are intersected by transversal T. If angle 1 and angle 2 form alternate exterior angles, what must be concluded on their measurement? A. Angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. B. Angle 1 is parallel to angle 2. C. Angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to 180 degrees. Letter D. Angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to 90 degrees. Okay, so again, I will give you some seconds to answer. Okay, so what's your answer? The correct answer is letter A. Okay, intindihin po natin yung given. Given that line A parallel line B and they are intersected by transversal T. Angle 1 and angle 2 form alternate exterior angles. So, to answer this question, dito po tayo magbabase. Ano po? Magbe-base. Angle 1 and angle 2, alternate exterior angles. So, ano po ba yung relationship between alternate exterior angles? So, guhitan ko po. So, ang relationship po ng angles, if they are alternate exterior angles, then they are congruent in measurement. Ano po? Magkapareho po yan. Kaya yung letter A po, angle 1 is congruent to angle 2, yun po yung tama. Ano po? Hindi po sila parallel, hindi po sila supplementary, hindi rin po sila complementary. So, yung letter C po, ang tawag po dito ay supplementary. At yung letter D, ang tawag dito ay complementary. The sum is 90. Okay? For number 8 question, two parallel municipal roads are intersected diagonally by a highway transversal. The interior angles on the same side of the highway are represented by the expression 3x plus 10 degrees and 2x plus 40 degrees. What is the precise measure of the sharper or acute angle? A. 26 degrees. B. 88 degrees, C, 92 degrees, and D, 130 degrees. Again, I will give you some seconds to answer. Okay, so what's your answer? Pag kulang po yung time ninyo in answering this question, pwede po muna ninyong i-pause yung video lesson na ito and later play to check if your answer is correct. Okay, so let me explain how to solve this problem. Okay, so let's analyze again the problem. Two parallel municipal roads are intersected diagonally by a highway transversal. Okay, for example, ito po yung two parallel municipal roads. At ito naman po yung ating highway, for example. Okay, transversal. The interior angles on the same side of the highway are represented by. So, interior angles, same side. So, ito po yung interior angles, same side. Okay, for example, ito po. So, ano yung relationship between the interior angles on the same side? So, ang relationship po nila ay they are supplementary angles. Mean to say, you're going to add the measurement of these two same side angles and then equal it to 180. Yun po yung ating magiging equation. At yung dalawang angles po ay 3x plus 10 degrees at 2x plus 40 degrees. So ito po yung ating magiging equation. So 3x plus 10 degrees, ito po yung first angle. Second angle ay 2x plus 40. So we are going to add the two angles then equal to 180 because they are supplementary. Okay, so how to simplify this equation? So combine 3x plus 2x, that is equal to, okay, here, 5x. And add 10 plus 40 is equal to 50. So we have now 5x plus 50 is equals to 180. So here, isosolve po natin dito yung value ng x. Okay? So ano po yung value ng x dyan? I-move natin yung 50 sa right side. That will become minus 50. So what is 180 minus 50? That is equal to 130. So we have now 5x is equal to 130. To solve for x, may kasamang 5. We remove 5 by dividing 5 to both sides. So 5 divided by 5 is 1 and 130 divided by 5 is equal to 26. So we have here x is equal to 26. So substitute lang po natin dito sa ating two angles. Okay, yung dalawang angles po na yan, yung 26. So unahin po natin ito. 26, okay, oral na po natin. X is 26. So 3 times 26, 78. 78 plus 10, that is equal to 88. How about this angle? 2x plus 40. Again, x is 26. 2 times 26, that is 52. 52 plus 40 is equal to 92. Okay. So alin po dito ang mas sharper? Ibig sabihin, alin po dito ang acute angle? Is it 88 or 92? So ang mas maliit po na angle dito ay 88 and that is letter B. Okay? Okay, for items 9 to 10, refer on the figure below. Line M is parallel line N and line T is the transversal. Ito po yon. Okay? So we have line M is parallel line N and line T is the transversal. So there are 8 angles formed. Okay? If angle 4 is equal to 5x minus 12, and angle 8 is equal to 3x plus 24, calculate the numeric value of x. So we have A, x is equal to 24, B, x is equal to 18, C, x is equal to 12, and D, x is equal to 6. Again, I will give you some time or seconds to answer. Okay, so the value of x there is equal to 18. So letter B, x is equal to 18. So paano po ba nakuha yung tamang sagot dito sa ating given question number 9? So I have here, angle 4. Asan ba yung angle 4? This one. Okay, lagyan ko ng guhit. Angle 4 and angle 8. So here, look at the given two angles here. So ano yung relationship ng two angles? They are corresponding angles. Okay, pag corresponding angles, they are congruent. Ibig sabihin, congruent po yung dalawang angles. So, i-equal lang po natin sila. So, kapag sila po ay i-equal natin, and then, ano po yung gagawin natin? Solve for x. So, yung oral po natin, we have here, okay, guhitan ko, 5x and, this one, 8x. 5x and 3x rather. So, we have 5 and 3. So here, ang gagawin lang po natin dito kasi magkaiba po sila ng position kapag gumawa po tayo ng angle, isusubtract lang po natin. 5 minus 3, that is 2. So that will become, okay, lagay ko po dito 2x. Okay. And then, how about negative 12 and 24? Okay, so here, kapag i-move natin etong negative 12 going there, so negative 12 will become plus 12. So ito po ay 24 plus 24 plus 12. Okay, 24 plus 12, that is equal to 36. Okay? So 36. So we have now 2x is equal to 36. So divide by 2, divide by 2, then x is equal to 36 divided by 2 is 18. Okay? So, yan po kung paano nakuha yung x is equal to 18. Hindi ko na po pinaliwanag in step by step. Alam na po ninyo how to calculate this one. Okay, again, i-equal lang po ninyo yung dalawang angles and solve for x. Okay? How about number 10? What is the measure of angle 7 if measure of angle 1 equals 110 degrees? Again, what is the measure of angle 7 if measure of angle 1 equals 110 degrees? A, 110, B, 90, C, 70, and D, 50. Okay, so here, sabi po ng question, ang angle 1 ay equal to 110. So lagay ko natin, ito po yung angle 1. Ang measurement daw po niya ay 110 degrees. Ngayon, ang hinahanap po ay angle 7. Okay. So, ito po yung angle 7, angle 1, 110 degrees. So, what is the measurement of angle 7? Okay? So, what is your answer? A, B, C, and D. Okay, the correct answer there is letter C, 70 degrees. So, ano po ba yung relationship ng angle 1 and angle 7 dito? They are same side exterior angles. Kapag same side exterior angles, sila po ay supplementary. Okay? So if you are going to add angle 1 plus angle 7, dapat ang sum ay 180. So kung yung angle 1 ay 110, ano po yung measurement ng angle 7 para maging 180 po ang sum? So 70. So that 70 plus 10 equals 180. Okay? So the correct answer is letter C. Okay, so how about number 11? Which of the following sets of ordered pairs mathematically qualifies as a function? A, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 6, 7, 8. B, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4. Letter C, 1, 5, 2, 5, 3, 5, 4, 5. And letter D, 5, negative 1, 5, negative 2, 6, negative 3, 6, negative 4. Okay? So, ang tinatanong po ng problem ay alin po dito yung functions in the set of ordered pairs. Okay? I'll give you some seconds to answer. Okay, so what's your answer? Na-reset po yung ating timer. So the correct answer there is letter C. So bakit po yung letter C qualifies as a function? So yung letter C po na set of ordered pairs ay function. Ang una po nating titignan ay yung x. So yung x po natin sa letter C ay 1, we have 2, we have 3, and we have 4. Meron po bang na-dobling value ng x? Wala po. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So kapag wala pong maulit na value ng x, then ito po ay function. Okay, tingnan natin yung letter A. 2, 4, 2, 7. So naulit po yung parehong 2, then this is not a function. Letter B, 0, 0, 0, 0. So almost lahat po ng ordered pair ay 0 ang x, so not function. Okay? Na-double po yung x. How about letter D? 5, 5. So na-double po yung 5 sa x, then this is not function also. Okay? So letter C is the correct answer. Okay, number 12 question. In a standard coordinate mapping, what does the domain of a function fundamentally represent? A, the set of all possible output values or the y values. Letter B, the set of all possible input values or the x values. Letter C, the rate at which the graph rises or falls vertically. And letter D, the coordinate point where the function crosses the horizontal axis. Okay? I'll give you some seconds to answer the question. Okay, so what's your answer? So the correct answer for number 12 is letter B. We have here the set of all possible input values or the x values. So ano po ba yung tinatawag na domain of the function? So yung domain of a function, yun po yung x values. Ano naman po yung y values? Ito naman po yung range of the function. Okay, take note of that. Ang range ay y at yung domain ay x values. Okay, so that's why letter B is the correct answer. Number 13 question. How is the slope m of a linear function best defined when extracted from a table of values? A. The product of the initial x value and final y value. B. The constant ratio or fraction of the rise y and run x. C. The total sum of all outputs divided by the inputs. And letter D. The value of y when x is explicitly set to 0. Okay, I will give you some seconds to answer. Okay, so the correct answer for number 13 is letter B. Okay, the ratio or the constant ratio or fraction of the rise over run. So here, yung slope m po ay kinukuha or sinosolve using rise over run or rise and run. Okay? Pag sinabi po nating ratio or fraction in a fraction form, ano po? Kaya ito po ay rise over run, yung slope ng linear function. Okay, for number 14 question. Examine the mapping diagram below. Okay, this one is the mapping diagram. Why does this relation fail to be classified as function? So bakit po ito hindi function? Okay? Letter A, because multiple distinct inputs point to a single output value. B, because a single input value maps to more than one output value. C, because the range contains numbers larger than the domain. Letter D, because the relation does not produce a horizontal straight line. Okay. So what is your analysis with this diagram or mapping diagram? Okay. So what's your answer based from the question? So I'll give you some seconds to answer. Okay, so the correct answer there is letter B because a single input values or value maps to more than one output value. Okay, so here, single output or single input. Ito po yung input nasa left. So single input and map to more than one output. Ito po yung output. So yung 2 is map to 1 and also 2 is map to 6. So therefore, kapag ganito po yung ating mapping diagram, then this is not a function. Okay? So, ang tawag po dito ay one-to-many. Ang one-to-many po ay not function. Okay? How about number 15? Given the function rule, function of x is equal to 7 divided by x minus 4. Which of the following statements correctly identifies a restriction on its domain? A. The domain includes all real numbers except x equal to 0. B. The domain includes all real numbers except x is equal to negative 4. Letter C. The domain includes all real numbers except x is equal to 0. X is equal to 4 rather. And letter D. The domain is strictly limited to positive numbers greater than 4. Okay, I will give you some seconds to answer. Okay, so what's your answer? The correct answer there is letter C. The domain includes all real numbers except x is equal to 4. So ano po yung hinahanap ng question? Ito po yung rule natin or function rule. 7 divided by x minus 4. Ang tanong po ay, which of the following statements correctly identifies a restriction on its domain? So yung domain po ay yung values ng x. Kapag ganito pong fraction, meron pong restriction ang domain. Okay. So, yung restriction ng domain po ay if the value of x will make the denominator equal to 0, then iyon po yung restriction. Okay, so here, ang correct answer here is the domain includes all real numbers except x is equal to 4. Kapag ang value ng x ay 4, then 4 minus 4 equals to 0. So kapag 0 ang denominator, ito po ay undefined. So hindi po siya function. Okay? So lahat po ay pwedeng value ng x except for x is equal to 4. Okay? So that's why C is the correct answer. So bakit po yung letter B wrong? X is equal to negative 4. So yung negative 4, pag value ng x, negative 4 minus 4 is negative 8. Hindi po 0 ang denominator, so pwede po yan. Pwede pong domain. At ang 0, So 0 minus 4, kapag substitute niyo yung 0 sa x, 0 minus 4 is negative 4. So pwede rin pong ang denominator ay negative 4. Okay? Number 16. Find the slope m of the function y is equal to negative 3x plus 12. A, slope is equal to negative 3. B, slope is equal to 3. C, slope is equal to negative 12. And D, slope is equal to 12. Okay, so choose your answer. I'll give you some seconds to answer. Okay, the correct answer there is letter A. M is equal to, or slope is equal to negative 3. So ano po yung slope ng given function? So yung function po natin ay linear function and already written in standard form or general form. Okay? So ito, ang M po ay slope. Ito po yung M ay numerical coefficient ng x. So negative 3. That's why the slope here is negative 3. Okay? Okay, number 17. A local utility company charges a flat monthly connection fee of 150 plus an additional 8 pesos per kilowatt hour of electricity consumed. Write a functional equation expressing the total monthly bill C as a function of power consumption K. We have A. Okay. Function of K is equal to 150K plus 8. Letter B. Function of K is equal to 8K plus 150. Letter C. Function of K is equal to 158K. And letter D. Function of K is equal to 150 divided by 8K. Okay. I will give you some seconds to choose your answer. Okay. The correct answer there is letter B. Function of k is equal to 8k plus 150. Okay. Pag-aralan po natin or balikan po natin yung question. A local utility company charges a flat monthly connection fee of 150. Ibig sabihin, 150 ay ito po ay fixed. Ano po? We have flat monthly connection fee. Ito po ay fixed 150. So, ibig sabihin, kapag gumawa po tayo ng function or linear function, yung 150 po ay constant po siya. Okay, just like this one, 150. Sabi niya, plus an additional 8 pesos per kilowatt hour. Okay, so 8 pesos per kilowatt. At yung kilowatt po ay, ito po, function power consumption K. Ano po, ito po yung kilowatt hour. So, 8 pesos per kilowatt hour, kaya 8K po yan. And then plus 150 na fixed monthly connection fee. Okay, that's why this is the function of the given problem. Okay? Number 18 question. Consider the following table of values for a linear function. So we have table of values for a linear function. Analyze the data to determine the slope m and the zero of this function. We have A, slope is negative 1, 0 is 5. B, slope is 1, 0 is negative 5. C, slope is negative 2, 0 is negative 5. And D, slope is 2, 0 is 5. Okay, I will give you some seconds to answer. Okay, the correct answer is letter A. Slope is negative 1 and 0 is equal to 5. So kapag table of values po yung given, ang pinakamadaling ma-determine po dito ay yung 0 of the function. So paano po yung 0 of the function? So sa table of values, hanapin po natin yung y values. Ito po yung y values. At ito po yung 0 when the value of y is 0. Okay. So ano po yung value ng x kapag y ay 0? 5. So yung 5 po, yun po yung 0 of the function. Kaya ito pong letter A, 0 of the function is equal to 5. Okay. So pwede rin po yung letter D. Ang 0 po niya ay 5. Pero magkaiba po sila ng slope. Okay. So here, paano naman po kinukuha yung slope? Okay, ganito lang po yon. I-divide po, i-minus po natin yung y. Okay, minus po natin yung, kuha po tayo ng 2 values ng y. So we have 4 minus 6. What is 4 minus 6? Okay, pag 4 minus 6, that is equal to negative 2. Okay, so here, lagay ko po dito, negative 2. And then, i-divide po natin yung, isusubtract po natin din ito. Okay, kuha po tayo ng 2 numbers, consecutive numbers here. 5 minus 3. 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. So here, divided by 2 po sa ating fraction. Okay. So what is negative 2 divided by 2? That is equal to negative 1. So yung slope po niya ay negative 1. So that's why the correct answer is letter A. Okay? How about number 19? Find the y-intercept and 0 of the function given its graph below. Okay, ito po yung ating graph and this is linear function. Okay? Now, ang hahanapin po natin ay yung y-intercept and 0. So we have A, B, C, and D. I will give you some seconds to answer. Okay, the correct answer is letter C. The y-intercept is negative 3 and the 0 is positive 2. So ano pong ibig sabihin niyan? Paano po ba yung 0 of the function? Ang 0 of the function, iyon po yung intersection ng x-axis at yung line. So yung line at x-axis ay nag-intersect at point 2 here. That's why ang 0 of the function is 2. Okay. So here, so, ang 0 of the function na 2, letter C lang po ang meron. Okay? Kaya mula dyan, ay di na po natin tignan yung kanyang y-intercept because 0 of the function is 2, okay? At sa ibang choices ay hindi po 2. That's why letter C is the correct answer. But how to get the y-intercept? Bakit po ba y-intercept negative 3? So, ito naman po yung intersection ng y at nung x. So, ng y at nung line rather. So, yung line at y nag-intersect sa negative 3. Okay? So, that's why the y-intercept is negative 3. Okay? Number 20. Two students are evaluating a graph showing a line that rises from right to left. Student A claims the slope must be negative and student B claims the slope must be positive. Evaluate who is correct. Letter A. Student A is correct because the slope of a line rises from right to left is negative. B. Student B is correct because the slope of a line rises from right to left is positive. Letter C. Both are incorrect because slant of a line can't determine its slope. Letter D. Both are correct because whatever the slant of line, slope is always positive or negative. Okay? I'll give you some seconds to answer the question. Okay, the correct answer there is letter A. Student A is correct because the slope of a line rises from right to left is negative. So, tingnan po natin. Okay, so student A claims the slope must be negative. So, ano po ba yung line? Rises from right to left. So, ang right to left po ay ganito po yung right to left. Okay. So ito po yung rises from right to left. Ano po yung slope nito? Ang slope po niyan ay negative. Ano po? So that's why letter A is the correct answer. At ang sagot po niyang student A ay negative. Okay? How about number 21? What are the coordinates of the x-intercept for any given linear function graph? A, 0y, B, x0, C, xy, and D, 0, 0. Okay, so what's your answer? I'll give you some seconds to answer. Okay, so what's your answer? The correct answer there is letter B, x0. So, kapag ang tinatanong ay x-intercept, ang kanyang coordinates or ordered pair ay x0. Kapag naman po ang hinahanap ay y-intercept, ito naman pong 0y. Okay? Kaya take note of that two terms. So, x-intercept, ang kanyang coordinates ay x0. Kapag y-intercept, ang coordinates ay 0y. Okay? Number 22. If a linear function has a slope of m equal to 0, what does its graph look like on a Cartesian plane? A. It is a vertical line. B. It is a horizontal line. C. It is a curved line. and D, it is a diagonal line passing through the origin. Again, I will give you some seconds to answer. Okay, the correct answer there is letter B, horizontal line. So kapag ang slope po ay 0, horizontal line. Okay? Kapag ang slope ay, let us say, ang slope po niya ay negative, yan po ay rises from right to left. Kapag positive, rises from left to right. Okay? Kapag naman undefined yung slope, vertical line. Kaya po may choices dito na vertical line. Okay? Number 23. Graph the linear function 2x minus 3y is equal to 6. Identify its x-intercept and y-intercept. Okay, we have A, B, C, and D. I'll give you some seconds to answer. Or, kapag kulang po yung time, pwede po ninyong i-pause yung video lesson and try to answer first. Okay, the correct answer there is letter A. The x-intercept is 3, 0, and the y-intercept is 0, negative 2. Okay, or pwede naman pong x-intercept is 3, y-intercept is negative 2. Okay? Number 24. A water tank initially holding 400 liters of water begins leaking at a constant rate of 15 liters per hour. Graph this scenario mentally to find the linear model representing the remaining water volume B over time T hours. Okay, we have A, B, C, and D choices. I'll give you some seconds to answer. Okay, the correct answer there is letter B. Function of t is equal to 400 minus 15t. Number 25. Which of the following scenarios best illustrates the linear function f of x is equal to 15x? A. You get a part-time work that pays a fixed hourly rate of 15 pesos. B. You take a tricycle to school with a base fare of 15 pesos. C. You go to an internet cafe and pay an hourly rate of 10 pesos plus a base charge of 5 pesos, and D, all of the choices. Again, I will give you some seconds to answer. Okay, the correct answer is letter A. You get a part-time work that pays a fixed hourly rate of 15 pesos. Number 26. Which condition guarantees that two lines are perfectly parallel? A. Their slopes are negative reciprocals of each other. The slopes or the product of the two slopes is equal to negative 1. B. Their slopes are completely identical, or slope of one is equal to slope of the second. C. The sum of their slopes equals exactly 1. And D. They share the exact same y-intercept. Again, I'll give you some seconds to answer. Okay, the correct answer is letter B. Their slopes are completely identical, or ang ibig sabihin po, slope of the first line is equal to the slope of the second line. So kung magkapareho yung slope, then sila po ay parallel. Okay. How about naman kapag ang tanong po dito ay perpendicular? So kapag perpendicular, ito po ang letter A. Ano po? Slope of 1 times slope of 2 is equal to negative 1. Ang tawag po kasi dyan ay negative reciprocal. Okay? Yun po yung para sa perpendicular. Okay? Pag sa parallel, the same slope. Number 27. Line L passes through points 1, 3 and 3, 7. Line 2 passes through points 0, 2 and 2, 6. What is the relationship between line 1 and line 2? A. They are perpendicular because their paths run counter to one another. B. They are parallel because both lines possess an identical slope of 2. Letter C. They are intersecting but not perpendicular. And letter D. They are coincident lines that sit exactly on top of one another. Okay, I will give you some seconds to answer. Okay, the correct answer is letter B. Number 28. A tech repair shop charges a base diagnostic fee of 500 pesos plus an hourly labor rate. A fixed taking 3 hours cost a total of 1,100 pesos. If a complex repair requires X hours, resolve the total cost function and calculate the charge for a 6-hour job. We have A, B, C, and letter D. Okay, I will give you some seconds to answer. But, kapag kinulang po yung time, pwede po ninyong i-pause muna yung video lesson na ito. Try to answer first, then play again to check if your answer is correct. Okay, so there, the correct answer is letter D. Number 29. Given line 1 with the equation x minus 4y equals 8 and line 2 equation is y is equal to negative 4x plus 2. What is the relationship of line 1 and line 2? A. Parallel lines, B. Perpendicular lines, C. Intersecting lines, and D. Overlapping lines. Okay, I will give you some seconds to answer. Okay, the correct answer is letter B, perpendicular lines. So here, kapag hindi po nyo naintindihan kung paano nakuha yung perpendicular lines, ay pwede po kayong mag-comment below at ipapaliwanag ko po kung paano po ito nakuha yung letter B as the correct answer. Okay? Okay, number 30. Line A has an equation of y is equal to kx plus 5 and line B has an equation of y is equal to 7x minus 1. Analyze the equations to discover the exact value of k that guarantees line A will run parallel to line B. A. K is equal to negative 1. B. K is equal to 1. C. K is equal to negative 7. And D. K is equal to 7. Again, I will give you some seconds to answer. Okay, so what's the correct answer? The correct answer is letter D, k is equal to 7. So pag hindi nyo po nasundan kung paano na-solve yung k is equal to 7, pwede nyo pong i-comment sa comment section below. Comment nyo po yung number 30. Okay? At magbibigay po ako ng explanation about this question. Salamat sa panunod mga anak. Kung nagustuhan nyo yung aking presentation, baka pwede po namang pakiclick yung like and then subscribe if you are not yet subscribed to this channel.